Hello, and welcome to this brief instructional video on installing InfoBright's Community Edition, or ICE, the database for analytics. We begin by going to the infobright.org homepage and selecting the Download Now option. From the Downloads page, we simply select the correct package for our environment, and as you can tell by the background on the screen, I'm using CentOS. This is a 64-bit platform, so I will select the 3.4.2 64-bit RPM and download it directly onto my desktop. Once we have downloaded the software, we'll close the dialog box and review the instructions for installing the software, which can be found at the Quick Start Guide link. From the Quick Start Guide link, which takes us to the InfoBright Community Edition wiki page, we will then select the installation guide for Linux, the platform upon which we are installing InfoBright. We can see in the instructions that the first thing we need to do is to download the install package, which we have already done, and this is located on our desktop. The next step is to actually install the package using the RPM command with the -I flag. We'll do this from a terminal window on another screen. RPM-I for install, and on our desktop we have the file InfoBright-3.4.2 for the x86 64-bit platform, and we hit return. The software will now install on our CentOS platform, and as you can see, the software installs very quickly. It is completed at this point, and we'll return to the instructions. The next thing the instructions tell us to do is to run a post configuration script /user local InfoBright post config.sh. We can also see at the end of the installation process we've been prompted to do this as well and given the actual command to execute, which I will simply copy and paste onto the command line and execute. In this case, we have the choice of registering the software or not registering it. For the purpose of demonstration, we'll just say no at this point. It will continue to install the software regularly. We will just not be registered with InfoBright as a user of ICE. The last thing we want to do then is refer to the instructions to see how to actually start the database. And we can see here that the command is to run the mysqld-ib command with the start flag, which we'll do. And from here we can see that the database started normally. To confirm that the database is running, we'll simply log into the InfoBright client, which is mysql-ib, and we can see that in fact we have installed version 3.4.2 of ICE. From here we can verify the installation by saying show engines and seeing that yes, in fact, the InfoBright database is the default storage engine as indicated by the name Brighthouse, and we can also investigate the different databases that are installed and loaded by default by typing the show databases command. A synonym for this is also the show schemas command. And you can see that we get the same results. At this point, the database is running and ready for operations. You can create databases, schemas, tables, stored procedures, and views, and begin loading them for your application.